Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Arlene Ramsey, host of Mtol Live. That is My Thoughts Out Loud Live. This is a no-holds-barred, non-judgmental forum. Today, we have brother Tyrone Muhammad of Morticians That Care to talk to you about his background, his past, and public speaking with our community. Tyrone, how are you?
I'm doing fine this evening. Thanks for having me on MTOL.
And we are happy to have you. We need powerful brothers like this man right here. So everybody knows that this Sunday, October 27, we had the funeral to bury violence in Newark, New Jersey, which took place in Lincoln Park in Newark, New Jersey. Tyrone here happened to be one of the speakers. Let everybody know what really got through to you, or how should I say, what came over you to give us this speech.
Well, first let me just say that the prior to the speech that day, it was a beautiful day. You know, God blessed us with a beautiful day. The weather was good to us, and we appreciate Brother Do It All from the Lords of the Underground for giving us the opportunity to speak on that platform. But it was just like in 1995 when I was at the Million Man March, and it's like I got an opportunity to glimpse into what heaven looks like for us as a community. When we was in the caravan, our procession, when we was going down to Lincoln Park, I think it was about maybe at least 40, 50 cars probably with us in our procession.
Absolutely.
And it was just so beautiful just to see the type of love that we was getting, not just for the people that participated in our procession, but also the people that we rode past on the blocks and that was tooting their horns and cheering us on as we proceeded forth to go down to Lincoln Park.
Absolutely. There was like a sense of hope in the faces of the people that we drove by. Everyone had a sense of hope. It was like they knew that the change was coming. Is that how you felt?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you said it right. We gave them a sense of hope because so much in our community right now, people are hopeless. They're frustrated. They filled with anger and rage. So on that day, you know, hopefully it can continue. But at least on that day, I saw that they knew that it was concerned people out there that really loved our people, our community, yes. And then we was looking for change about the violence that's plaguing the community.
Absolutely. And one thing I wanted to say is I would love to give a big shout out to Newark. You guys really participated. You guys really showed up. You know, the park was filled with love, filled with anticipation, filled with the fact that they're thinking from this day moving forward, there will be no more violence in Newark, New Jersey. So we hear that, of course, the world know that you're a mortician. You know, out of all professions, what made you decide to be a mortician?
Oh, beautiful question.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't plan on becoming a mortician, though I was always intrigued by being one. I first started on my journey in Jersey City when my father was murdered. When I was 12 years old. He was brutally stabbed in Jersey City and ultimately died from his wounds. And when I went to see my dad and I saw him in the casket, and I saw how peaceful he looked. I mean, and I always would wonder how they made him look so peaceful. So from that point on, at 12 years old, I started wanting to be into the funeral profession. But before I got fully to being a mortician, you know, I was studying to become a registered nurse. And I was an advocate in Jersey City speaking about what I do now, even as a young boy, you know. So, and then when my mom passed away when I was 24, that's when I really decided that I was going to go to mortuary school. Why? Because it was a funeral home in Jersey City who wasn't so kind to me, because at that age I had a grocery store, right? And I was making good money, but I had a baby face. And when she asked me, do you have, how you plan on paying? I said, I'm going to pay cash. Well, she thought I didn't have the money. And then she told me, I can't touch your mother no more. And then I said, that's my mother you're talking about. But when I brought her the money that day, $5,125, I'll never forget it. She said, oh, baby. So then I realized that, you know, all funeral directors are not sincere, and most of the funeral directors are somewhat hypocritical.
Wow, that is very powerful. Well, if you don't mind me asking, how did your mom die?
Oh, she passed away from cancer at 44.
Okay, so now, what makes you different from all the other morticians?
Well, you said it. Morticians that care.
Okay.
I care. See? Because in the funeral profession, we have what I call the 4 C's. And if I forget one, I'll try to remember. I know it's consideration, be considerate, compassionate, caring, and consoling.
Okay.
Right? So most funeral directors, the profession tells us that we have to, you know, care and let the family, you know, we got to take care of them and stroke them, make sure they're fine, right?
Right.
But I found out that a lot of them is not sincere. You know, a lot of funeral directors not sincere. They really is for the profit, you know. But Brother Muhammad cares because this is the way I was raised by my beautiful mother,
Right.
who educated me, gave me books as a young boy on black books, like the Pittsburgh Carrier, told me about Marcus Garvey, Brother Malcolm X, Martin Luther King.
Good stuff.
So, you know, it was our black love was in me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So anytime that I can help, you know, whether I'm a mortician, I'm a nurse, I'm going to still give that 100% care. Right. And it just so happens that I'm a mortician.
Right.
You know, and I care.
And you know, I know that firsthand because you handled my sister, and I never forgot you.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's
sorry for your loss again.
Yeah, it's definitely a pleasure that I'm able to interview you and we're able to work in this manner, but I never forgot your energy and your presence. So everything you just said is absolutely true, coming from experience. You know, how long have you been a mortician?
Since 2003. I got licensed in December 2003.
Wow. So now the next thing that has me baffled. So you're a mortician at CARE, right? What made you decide to be a speaker and an activist in the community? Because that's one thing that's very I love it. And, you know, the world loves it. But what made you decide to get into the community and speak to our people about the violence that's plaguing Newark, New Jersey, and cities across the several states?
Right. Well, speaking is nothing new to me.
Okay.
Like I just mentioned, that's what I was doing as a young boy.
Right.
You know, 12, 13, just standing on street corners with my little speaker box. But what made me get morticians that care is one day back in 05, I was working on a young brother who was brutally murdered in Newark. He was shot in the back of the head while sitting in the car.
Wow.
And as I was embalming him that day, you know, I was kind of figuring out, like, what can I do? You know, being that I care and I truly love my people, I was saying that day, what can I do? It didn't come to me that day. It only came to me when I started dressing him, when it was almost time for his viewing. When I started dressing him, and I just asked the Creator, man, asked our ancestors, what could I do? And morticians that care, that came. You know, and I said that I'm going to go ahead and be that mortician, to be that funeral director that change. You know, not just so much our people's lives, but change from the perspective of the funeral home. Because so much in the funeral business, everything is behind closed doors.
Right.
Everything is like the Masonic, things like that is held in secrecy.
Right.
But it's really no more secrets. When you have so many of our people are going to the grave, these young brothers. And let me just say that while we're on the topic is that it says that there's been 70,000 black teenagers have been murdered since 1963 to 2010, and that's more than black people been lynched in this country. If you're not moved by that, just seeing so many of these young brothers and sisters going to an early demise, because like the brother always said, our brother Tariq says it right. When a person passes away, they pass away at 18, they forever 18. They pass away at 15, they forever 15.
And you know what's amazing is that it's sort of kind of like a conflict of interest, because there's money in being a mortician, and typically you would want people to die. Absolutely. Because that makes you wealthy. Right,
and that's so true. So that's why I'm getting a lot of stigma, or getting a lot of you know, I'm not going to say blacklisted. I'm getting whitelisted. I'm getting whitelisted from the community because some funeral directors don't want me to talk about this. Right? Now, I'm new in the profession. I mean, I'm a baby. I've only been in the profession 10 years. You know, so for me to come out and not expose it, not to say that, you know, all funeral directors are just money hungry or for profit. But when you're seeing so many of these young people just laying on the table, man, just gutted. You know, I mean, organs removed, no brain, no hearts, no liver, nothing, just a shell, man. And these is our babies. These are the ones that supposed to be leading us to the next generation. And you not moved by that, man, then I'm going to tell you something, man. You don't need to be in that profession no more. You shouldn't be calling yourself a funeral director if you ain't moved by that. We don't want those type of deaths. Right. We all got to pass away.
Right.
But we don't want those type of deaths.
Maybe.